Hello everybody and welcome to the video. Welcome to 2025. Now if you're someone like me that was born in the 60s, that sounds like space age kind of years. I still can't get over that, like 2025. I feel like we should be all floating around in space or something, or living on Mars. But anyway, welcome to 2025 and welcome to the video. Thank you for being here. If you're new here, I'm Brenna and I've been living full-time in my self-converted Toyota Hiace camper van for just over 4 years. And at the moment I am house sitting and I'm changing over vans. But I want to share with you my intentions for 2025. So I'm the kind of person that sets goals every year. Not really New Year's resolutions, more goals, things I want to achieve that year, things I want to change, anything. And I've done it for as long as I can remember. As long as I can remember. Since my 20s, it's always just been something that I've done. I think I've always looked forward and I've always evaluated the year that's gone and how can I do things better. I've always been hopeful that I can change things and make things better. All right, before we get on to my intentions for 2025, let's have a look at how I went on my intentions for 2024. I will read them to you. So I do keep a book. This one actually started in 2022 and I just each year write them in here so I could get 20 years worth of goals in here. My mum gave me this. She leaves a little sparkle everywhere she goes. So my intentions for 2024. First of all, I was going to write, illustrate and publish 3 children's books, which was going to be like a little series. That didn't happen. Let's go out the gate. Didn't happen. I kind of started a bit in January and then didn't happen. Second thing, I was going to write and publish my adult book on self-awareness. Now that didn't come to completion, but I got quite far on it. So didn't happen, but I did work on it. The third thing was I was hoping to sell some original artwork. That's the one thing that actually I succeeded at. I participated in my first art show in Wildcatcham in Western Australia, and I was very blessed to have sold one piece of artwork. It was actually 3 little pieces to a local there. She's really lovely. And so yeah, I did sell some artwork in 2024. And my fourth intention was to sell merchandise with my artwork on it. Again, that didn't happen. And let's look at why these things didn't happen. So one thing you should know about me is that I don't beat myself up anymore when things don't go the way I planned. It's no point in beating myself up. Instead, I look at where I went wrong and how can I do things better. One way to think about things is if you were talking to your best friend, would you dump on your best friend for not achieving what they wanted? Or would you be encouraging and say, oh, you know, maybe if you did this. So treat yourself as your best friend and don't dump on yourself just because things didn't happen the way you planned. So I learned a lot from what didn't happen in 2024. So first of all, I had poor planning and execution. That was the number one reason I didn't complete the things I wanted to do. I'm trying to film this video with taking care of 3 dogs. And you want to be in the video. Do you want to participate? They've come for cuddles. I'm just going to keep talking and you probably can hear them panting. All right, so when I said I didn't plan well and had poor execution, life happened and my systems didn't hold up to life happening, and they need to hold up. Life's going to continue to happen. We cannot change it. So the system I was using in 2024, I started a system in April, which was the 12-week system. People do call it different things, 12-week system, quarterly quests. And it's basically where you, instead of having a goal that goes for a year, you have it over 12 weeks. So my mistake, I like the system, don't get me wrong, I like it's a very good system, but I had very unrealistic expectations of what I could achieve in 12 weeks. I actually basically put a whole year's worth of work into 12 weeks. And what happens is when you start failing, you lose motivation. And that's what happened to me. You want to always set yourself up for success. All right, let's talk about my intentions for 2025. The first thing is to publish my adult book on self-awareness. That's I'm going to hopefully get that finished in 2025. The second thing is I want to create a website where I can link everything with my YouTube, my book, and my art, and I can sell art and merchandise through the website. Third thing is I want to write, illustrate, and publish one children's book. I don't know why last year, 2024, I thought I could do 3. Let's start with 1. I've never done it before, never done illustration. It's gonna be a big learning curve. Let's just go for 1 children's book. The fourth thing I put was I was going to start an art YouTube channel. Now I wrote these intentions a few weeks ago, halfway through December, and I may have changed my mind on that. So I've actually set it up and everything, it's ready to go. All I need to do is upload videos. But when it came time to do the videos, I'm like, oh, I'm not sure if I do want to do this. So that's going to sit on the back burner. If I ever change my mind, I just need to get a video uploaded and it's ready to go. The fifth thing, which I kind of write this a lot of years, is to consistently publish 2 videos a week. My goal is to try and get 100 videos up in 2025. One thing I learned in 2024 with my videos was I don't always have to make epic movies. Sometimes I did a lot of very short videos in 2024 where I was just giving a little bit of advice, how I do laundry, how I do food shop. And so my goal is to let go of my perfection and my idea of how a video should be and just consistently upload 2 videos a week in 2025. And I also have a savings goal. Now I've never written that down before. So this year I wrote down a savings goal for myself. And so I have added that into my budget, my actual savings goal, and I'll keep track of how that goes. Now, so I don't run into the same thing that happened last year, I'm trying to plan better for 2025. I am still using the 12-week system. Like I said, I really like it, but I've made it more realistic, more detailed, and given myself more time to achieve things. I'm not trying to write and publish a book in 3 months. That's just crazy. So I have really broken it down into small details. And I'll let you in on a little secret. I started 2 weeks ago. So because I wrote all this out in the middle of December, I'm like, I don't have to wait to start. Nothing says I have to start at the beginning of the year. So I have been doing this. I'm on to my 3rd week as I'm filming this, and it's going really, really well. I've definitely made it a lot easier for myself, not much pressure, and I'm actually really enjoying it. It's going really well. So I have the 12-week plan, and you can just Google that. There are lots of videos or different people you can watch. I really like Ali Abdaal, I believe his name is, and he did a video in December, and he calls them quarterly quests. And from him, I picked up a few other ideas that I've consolidated into my daily practice that is helping me achieve what I set out to do. So the first thing is in my writing journal, I started doing different things morning and evening. So first of all, I'm starting with something called morning pages. Now this, I think, came from the actual title, Mornings Pages, came from a book called, I think, The Artist's Way, which I've seen a lot of on YouTube. But basically what it is in the morning, you just do a bit of a brain dump. You just write down everything that you're thinking or feeling, and you just get it out. So I have added that into my morning routine. After my breakfast, before I do anything else, I am doing that. Now my morning pages, they say you should write 3 pages. I don't have that much on my mind. You're coming in too? 3rd dog. I don't have that much on my mind. So my morning pages, sometimes it's only like a paragraph, sometimes it's a whole page. But if there's nothing on my mind, I'm like, okay, that's it. I've got nothing to think about. Sometimes there's a lot, and then I write more. So straight after my morning pages, I write what Ali Abdaal calls morning manifesto. And I put notes in the front of my journal about what to write. So I'll put these up on the screen for you. They're just prompts for me to know what to write. So what I'm doing is I've set myself 3 top priorities for the week. And in my morning manifesto, I review how are those priorities going so far and work out what I need to work on today to move those ahead a little bit. There's a couple of quotes I have in my journal here that Ali Abdaal said, and I wrote them in red pen, and I really like them, and I find them really motivational. The first thing is, do the thing you said you were going to do. That's really good. That's basically just be honest with yourself. The second thing is, the needle is moved by the choice of the thing you are working on. So I can make a choice. I always have choices. I can sit on my phone. I could, I don't know, do art, whatever, but the needle is moved by whatever I'm working on. If I'm not working on it, it's not moving. And the second thing is, what do I truly want to work towards? That's one of the reasons I may drop the art YouTube channel. Do I truly want to do that deep down inside? So I work out what's important to me today, and I make a note of what I want to work on today for my top 3 priorities to move the needle forward. So just doing those simple things in the morning has really helped me be more effective with my time during the day. What do I really want to work on today? And I've been really good at doing what I said I was going to do. I haven't been perfect. I'm still human, but it's definitely been a lot better. And I do feel better when I've done the things I said I was going to do. And I'll set things small. So like one of the things I'm working on at the moment is working out how to package art. So if people want to buy my art, how do I package it up and sell it? I'm like, I've got to work that out. And keep in mind, I live in a camper van, so I haven't got room to store hundreds of supplies of boxes or whatever. So I've just given myself time. So today I want to work on, I started it yesterday, research packaging. I'll watch some videos how people do it, and then I need to cost it up and work out how am I going to get supplies. I'll make a little spreadsheet. So very small little things that move the needle forward one day at a time, not big huge overwhelming things. The other thing I've been doing is at the end of the day I'm doing an evening journal. Now before I wasn't consistent morning and night journaling. I would maybe do either or, sometimes not at all. But I started doing an evening journal, and I've actually set myself a routine that has gone surprisingly well. I'm surprised how well I've stuck to it. I think because it's working so well and I feel so good, so I'm really sticking to it. And at 8 o'clock, that's it. Whatever I'm doing has to stop. And even I was doing art the other night, I'm like, it has to stop now. And I'm going to get into my evening routine, which is basically things like get ready for bed. I'm going to brush my teeth, any dishes that need to be done. The dog needs to get she has some supplements she needs to get in the evening. I'll do that. And then I will do my evening journal. I'll sit down. Sometimes I'll have a cup of tea, like a nighttime tea, and I'll do my evening journal. And again, I have prompts in here about my evening journal. So my prompts for that are, what is the most story-worthy thing that happened to me today? And I've kind of been doing like the best thing that happened to me, and it's really quite good. I think about the best thing that happened to me, what I feel really good about happening, or something like that. Then I also have one, this is my favorite one. I ask my 85-year-old self advice on what I should do. I take that very seriously. I can really visualize my 85-year-old self talking to me. I can visualize where I want to be at 85. So it's very easy. And she's very encouraging. She's very honest. If I've wasted my time that day, she'll be like, you can't keep doing this if you want to achieve your goals. So I get advice from myself, which again, it's like, be your own best friend. I really like that, and I really think about it and take it seriously. And then the third thing, which is a very common practice, is I write down 3 things that I'm grateful for that day. And this is such a nice way to end your day. After I've done my evening journal, I do stretching, which has been really important for me. I've been doing lots of stretching. I stretch, and then I get into bed. And it's usually around 9 o'clock by then. I'm into bed and I'm ready to go to sleep. There's one more thing I've been doing, which is helping to achieve the things I want to do. And that is on Sunday evening at 7 o'clock. I have to start an hour earlier on Sundays. I do a weekly review. Now, I've done these in the past, but Ali Abdel actually gave me some really good points and things to look at, and it's been really helpful. So my weekly review is, first of all, look at what are my goals for these 12 weeks? What am I hoping to achieve? And how are they going? How am I making progress on all of them? So I can really evaluate how I think I'm doing. Also review the previous week. How did I go on achieving the things I wanted to do in the previous week? I am giving myself a score of how I wanted to do, how often I want to do things. How did that week go? And based on those two things, my intentions, how they're going, how I went last week, I set the 3 priorities for next week. So on Sunday night, I am setting my priorities for the following week. What do I need to work on to move this needle forward? What's the next step? So I only worry one step at a time, but what's the next step that I need to do for these things? Another thing that Ali Abdel suggested was to track how many minutes you actually spend on the thing that's important to you. So if I want to write a book, I need to spend probably more than 10 minutes a week working on it if it's going to happen. So I have been in my priority setting a time, how much time I want to allocate to that activity this week, and track. I actually put my timer on and track how much time I'm spending on it. So I have to be realistic about how much time I have and how long it actually is going to take to complete this. And that's when I set up my 12-week goal. I can take those two things into account, and I need to kind of hit that benchmark each week so that I know it's gonna happen. So with my weekly tracking, in my bullet journal that I do every day, I have set up a weekly tracker in here, and that's where I just keep track of everything day to day on a day-to-day basis, and I can go back at the end of the week and review and see how I've done. So as I said before, I'm 2 weeks into this new process already, my intentions for 2025, my new 12-week plan, and it's going really, really well. I feel very motivated, feel very encouraged with how it's going and the systems that I've set up. It feels really, really good. Better than it did before. I feel like I'm going to achieve what I want to do. Please let me know in the comments if this was helpful for you. Please let me know if you want to share any of your intentions or any other systems that you know of that have worked for you. That would be great, because I know a lot of people read the comments and you can share with other people. You do need to find out what works for you. You really do. But my number one piece of advice is set yourself up for success, and you will keep going. And you don't have to have huge intentions. I've got some pretty big ones. They can just be simple, small, but try and move the needle forward. Try and improve yourself, your life. Try to me, just be a better person. I like to experience new things. I always think I want to just do things for the experience. It's just an experience, you know. So yeah, think about what you can do in 2025. Thank you, everybody. Bye.